Rent a supercar for a day, ride around with your friends, smoke a gram of that haze. Go easy on the ounce, that's a lot for a day, but just enough for a week, my fella. What can I say? You're watching the M2J2 Project on YouTube. What up, Cran Grape Nation? This is McHale Baden, aka the one that looks like all of the other YouTubers, back for another video here on the channel Ski. And today we are doing viewer requested movie reviews. This is hopefully going to be a recurring series where I sit in front of a green screen and offer quaint and witty commentary over film discussion based content with a unique flavor that is in line with this channel's personality or something. I don't know. We're just gonna take a bunch of movies that you guys have asked me to review, and I'm gonna fire off a bunch of really quick reviews off the top of the dome. But anyway, there's nothing more to it than that, so let's get into our first movie. So I posted on my Instagram story a question thing with like those things that you could post on your Instagram story, and asked you guys what movies you wanted me to review. And as predicted, I got, "Can you review the B movie? You should do Shrek. Can you do Pablo Mocha? The Emoji Movie?" And I was ready to just roll my eyes and move on at the thought of reviewing any of these movies, because they are just meme movies, and they're not really relevant contextually. You know, there's nothing of substance. Aside from the Shrek movies, of course, there's nothing really of substance in these movies. It's just the comedic value comes from referencing these movies in the abstract, I guess, as memes. But anyway, the Emoji Movie is the one that got me, and I caved on that because I actually do have something to say about it. So I saw the Emoji Movie in theaters, and I want to talk about that experience, because it's like when you see the apocalypse get depicted in movies, like as happening like right now, it's always offered up with this kind of commentary and like depiction of how the media would react, and how these people with their head in the clouds on social media would freak out over all this stuff. Like there was a recent season of American Horror Story which tackled this. It wasn't very good, but that's what my mind jumps to. What I'm trying to get at is those scenes give you this feeling that, yeah, I recognize that that's fake, but I have a feeling that that's kind of what would happen if such an idea were to take place in real life. And the Emoji Movie just sounds like one of those satirical ideas so ridiculous that it can't possibly be real. But it is. And I know because I saw the Emoji Movie in theaters. I paid money to see the Emoji Movie. I paid money to see Holmes and Watson the same fucking year, I think. Holy shit. Dude, what a fucking year. But the Emoji Movie. Oh boy, the Emoji Movie. I'm just going to go through a few moments that I remember from this movie, because I genuinely do not remember a lot of it. But there are a few moments of note that I really want to talk about. So the first moment that comes to mind when I think about this movie is this really bizarre joke towards the beginning of the movie. Now, TJ Miller is the regular face emoji guy, and James Corden plays a hand with a face.
High five is a peach high five emoji who works in the cube. He wears a blue bandage on his index finger. He has blue eyes.
And there is a joke early on in this movie where the hand is doing his makeup, I guess, at like a, what do they call it? Like makeup desks? I don't know. He's doing his makeup, and he looks and says, "Has anyone seen my clear nail polish?" And then the movie cuts to, I guess, what's supposed to be a comedic reveal of a disco ball emoji hanging from the ceiling with a sad look on his face, holding the clear nail polish. I do not understand what this joke was supposed to mean. Like, legitimately, I'm not trying to be nostalgia critic Doug Walker, like fake angry at a movie here. I don't get what the joke was. If somebody in the comments could tell me what I'm not getting from that joke, aside from, is the joke just the absurdity of the reveal that the disco ball was holding the nail polish? I don't know. Another moment that comes to mind from the Emoji Movie, there was this very noticeable silence from the audience in the theater as this movie continued to crack jokes that did not land. like the one mentioned earlier. But I remember this other joke distinctly because of the audience's reaction to it. So there's this joke later on in the movie about the app Dropbox, where, as the movie explains to us, because I didn't know what Dropbox was, and I was in high school at the time, Dropbox is a place where you store files, kind of like Google Drive. I know this now, obviously. But in the movie, there's this joke where they're like, we have to go to the Dropbox app. And the TJ Miller regular smiley face emoji is like, what's the Dropbox app? And one of the characters says it's where kids hide stuff they don't want their parents to see. And TJ Miller says, what could kids have that they don't want their parents to see on their phone? Silence in the movie theater. And so, like, I'm sitting there, I'm fucking 17, 18 years old when this movie came out. So I just go, ha! Kind of loud, like that. And then there was, like, a silence, and then, like, a little bit of a chuckle, and then the whole theater laughed. And that was the loudest laugh that the Emoji Movie got during that screening. Was me making a joke and being an asshole and talking during a movie. And before you're in the comments like you're an asshole for talking through any movie, I don't care if it's the Emoji Movie, I'm sorry I talked through the fucking movie where Patrick Stewart plays poop. Defiling the art of cinema. Anyway, the Emoji Movie is just something, it's so bizarre that anyone would come up with this idea, right? They're a bunch of smiley faces. Someone looked at that and said, that's it, that's enough to make a movie. And what truly baffled me and what really made me want to see this movie in theaters was the thought that, like, I could not come up with a plot for a movie about emojis. What could you even do? And, like, seriously, like, if you held me, like, off the edge of a building and you said, give me a plot for a movie about emojis right now, let's just say you would believe a man could fly. Drop me off the fucking building. I don't know what to say. And I can't believe that this is what they came up with. This movie, if you have not seen this movie, don't see it. It is not so bad it's good. It's not a mean movie. Do not give this movie any money or recognition because it is just pure corporate garbage. That was written by focus groups and executives at a movie studio. The Emoji Movie gets a 0 out of 10 in my book. Or an NA. Not completed, I guess. We're not going to count this one. It's a 0 out of 10 in McHale points for the Emoji Movie. Moving on. Movie number 2 from 2007. David Fincher's Zodiac, as requested by Nate Martin of Duel of the Takes podcast. And I know exactly why Nate requested this one. A few months back, I made a comment that I didn't like this movie because I found it inaccurate to the actual events of the Zodiac killer case. And I understand that now that this was supposed to be an adaptation of a fictitious novel recounting the events. But that still annoyed me because I felt that the way the movie presented itself, it was supposed to be a straight-up biopic, an accurate depiction of what happens. And I just felt that that was a dumb thing for the movie to try and do. I have since rewatched it, and I do enjoy this movie. As a movie, it is very good performances all around. Jake Gyllenhaal is fantastic in this movie. And then, what's his name? Oh my god. This is a certified Mark Ruffalo moment. I could not remember Mark Ruffalo moments. Double certified Mark Ruffalo moment. I could not remember Mark Ruffalo's name. That is a very rare double certified Mark Ruffalo moment there, folks. But yes, I do go back on what I said about David Fincher's Zodiac. I quite enjoy this movie a bit. And I'm gonna slap it with a big ol' 7.5 out of 10 McHale points for this one. Slap it on. Bam! 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 Slap those points on David Fincher's Zodiac from the year 2007, starring Robert Downey Jr. and Jake Gyllenhaal. Featuring Mark Ruffalo. Bam! Moving on, next movie. Movie number 3 from 2017. It's The Greatest Showman, directed by Michael Gracie. The Greatest Showman is a very rare example of a movie I've grown to hate more in time. And actually, before I get into anything further, I want to say that we do already have a review of this, which I'm probably going to link there if I remember to do that. But nonetheless, I will take this viewer request for a review. It would be really embarrassing if this was someone on the channel's significant other and they didn't know that we already did a review of this one. But The Greatest Showman is a movie that I really fucking hate. Oh my god. This is the greatest show! This movie... Oh boy. So, I was a theater kid in high school. We all were. Everybody at the channel was. That's how we met. And this movie was quite popular among the theater community when it came out. And as someone who found this movie just so annoying and so bad, my hatred of this movie has only grown in time. And I don't think I'm a very hateful person. I don't like to use that word a lot. I don't like to say that I don't like to hate things. I don't like to be mad at things, especially movies. Like, who cares? It's a fucking movie. But god damn was this movie. And it's one of those things where I can't really tell you what's wrong with the movie. There is a lot wrong with the movie if you want to get into technical stuff, but I can't tell you what I thought was wrong with the movie. I can just tell you that I fucking hated The Greatest Showman. That's a 2 out of 10 in my book, bub. Let's slap him on into the next movie. Alright, movie number 4 from 1997. I promise I'm not doing this thing with the sevens and the years. From 1997, it is John Pasquin. I had to look at my notes. John Pasquin's Jungle to Jungle, starring Tim Allen from Disney. Now, I just gotta say, if it's 90s Tim Allen at Disney, you gotta love it. You got the man is Santa Claus, Buzz Lightyear, a lawyer that turns into a dog. The man can do it all, and now he's back with his son from the jungle. His son is named Mimi Siku, which means cat piss, and he picked that name out himself. He named himself Cat Piss. So let me get into the plot. Basically what happens is that Tim Allen wants to get married to his fiancée. He has to get his divorce with his first wife finalized, and she lives in Africa, so he has to travel to Africa to deliver her the divorce papers. When he gets there, he learned that he had a son with her who was living in Africa with her, named Mimi Siku, which means cat piss. Again, he named himself Cat Piss. Tim Allen then offers to take Mimi Siku back to New York with him for his wedding. Hilarity ensues. This is your classic. When you bring the Jungle Man to New York, you got your classic. He wants to climb on this. He wants to jump off that. Crazy stuff. The kid eats cat food. He kills birds. He takes fish out of the fish tank and cooks them for people. This movie's great. If you want some warm, fuzzy 90s Tim Allen goodness, this movie's in the vein of something like The Parent Trap or, I guess, The Santa Claus. It's just one of those warm family comedy movies that's not very substantial, but it does its job, and it's something that you need to just put on in the background and chill out while you got Jungle to Jungle on. I vibe out to Jungle from time to time. Time to time, Jungle to Jungle. But yeah, Jungle to Jungle gets a big ol' 6 out of 10 McHale points. Moving on, slapping on over to the next video. Slap. Rocco, you better be adding in slap effect every time I fucking do this. Slap. Put the slap in, Rocco. Alright, moving on. Alright, movie number 5 is a request from my good buddy Levi, and it is Good Time from 2017. Again, another 7-year by Josh and Benny Safdie. What can you say? This movie is a certified... I can't call it a classic yet. It came out less than 5 years ago, so it feels wrong to do that, but I think this movie... I think everybody knows this movie is going to go down as a classic. In terms of, like, you look at certain movies and you're like, that's an 80s movie, or that's a 90s movie. I think Good Time is a 2010s movie. That's what I think Good Time represents in the long-term cultural relevance. I want to say that I like Uncut Gems better because I'm just that big of an Adam Sandler fan, and I want to be the one man who defends every movie that Adam Sandler has ever been in. But at the same time, Good Time is just, oh my god, it's so much fun. If you have not seen Good Time, dude, you're doing yourself a disservice. What are you doing here, watching film discussion content and you haven't seen Good Time? It's on Netflix, bro. Go watch Good Time, then come back. Tell me how fucking good it was. and then hit that motherfucking subscribe button, smash that motherfucking like button, and watch all of our other videos. But yeah, Good Time gets a big ol' 9 out of 10 McHale points. Slap them on there. Bam, 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 bam. I don't know if Rocco's going to even put a graphic for McHale points. He could just put like a title, like 9 out of 10 McHale points or something. We'll figure something out. We'll fix it in post. Moving on. All right. Our final request comes from Jovan of all people. It's Ghost Dad. I'm going to look it up real quick, actually. Because I feel like I've seen Ghost Dad, but I'm not really sure. Like, I don't remember who's in that. Is that Steve Martin? Okay, so we're not going to review that one. I guess this is as good of a place as any to end the video. Smash that motherfucking like button if you haven't already. Hit that motherfucking subscribe button so you can see all of our future videos. And we got a big old backlog of content down there in the channel. We just did State of the Union last month, which you could check out all of our favorite movies from last year. And there's more content on the way, so you're definitely going to want to hit that motherfucking subscribe button. Link to my Instagram, the M2J2 Instagram, all down below in the description. And until next time, Gucci.
Yeah, you gotta hit the pinata. Under the blindfold, eyes won't peep. Do it right, tie it tight, don't cheat. Now spin around, head pinned to the ground by the bat. That's the action, making it sound like whoa, 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 whoa. Get dizzy, stand back, lift bat, get busy. With a little flick of the wrist, give it a swing.